Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. This is Jessie and myself on the way to the International Toastmaster Conference in Vancouver. Jessie is past president of Toastmasters on the Hill. Would like to ask her what she expects to get from the conference in Vancouver.
Well, I expect to listen outstanding Toastmasters speeches, see what I can learn from them. Bobbi, our newly elected president of Toastmasters on the Hill, she's so serious about this conference. And she's going to bring the experience to our club. So, what do you expect?
I expect to meet the candidates and to vote, and I expect to listen to many speeches and be encouraged and to practice.
It's going to happen, we don't know. Right now we're just on the ferry. We're supposed to get there 12 o'clock, 12:30. Yeah, so we'll see.
Literature would say this is where you need to be in the beginning of a journey around a decision-making process or a resolution. Above the plains of gold and green, a young boy's head is plainly seen. Booyah, 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 swiftly flowing.
We've met before, and as I recall, you have experienced Toastmasters in Jordan and also in Canada. So tell us about what's the same and what's different.
The same are the same procedures, but what is different are the people and the way they implement Toastmasters.
And so you were helping a club start going and you need to take it so better. So how did that work out? What did you do?
Well, I attended as many meetings as possible, and I encouraged the members to be better Toastmasters.
And you shared the essence of your goodness with them.
My name is Kirti. I'm originally from India, but I'm here representing Northern California.
Excellent. Welcome. So tell us one amazing thing about your experience in Toastmasters.
That I'm able to talk without fainting in front of so many people.
Do you have an experience where you were talking in front of people and you fainted?
No, I would think I faint and I don't go up to talk, so I've never spoken in front of so many people.
So sometimes you would talk, you would faint before you talk. That's an excellent strategy. So look how big your face is up there.
I'm just so happy to see myself up there.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Profound question. Toastmasters all around the world, planes, trains, and automobiles brought us here. But why are we here? Because here's what I firmly believe. There's only three types of individuals in this room.
Because when we come to a new experience, a new reading, a session like this, sometimes our expertise can get in the way. And I prefer you to come to this session with what the Zen Buddhists call a beginner's mind. Sit before me to work on me and with me. You are my leader. And when you lead from the heart. And when you lead from the heart, I can take comfort in what you value. And the master asks, so what values do I bring to the art of creating you? And how can I rise to the responsibility you bestow upon me? And in answer to these questions, the bonsai says, as my leader, my master, you have many tasks. And the first is to know me. For only when you know me will you know what to do for me and what to do with me. And only when you know me with such a level of intimacy can you respect me. Respect is your first value. And even more when they stand alone like solitary men and women who struggle with all the force of their lives to become who they want to be. Nothing is more exemplary than a tree that stands alone. Such a tree is the bonsai, and on its journey, it has its master. Mr. Chairman.
Standing backstage and listening to the table topics, and one of the topics was what was the best piece of advice you've ever gotten, and I was also thinking about the first time I ever heard of Toastmasters. And it was probably some of the best advice I'd ever gotten. Now that I think about it, I was 20 years old. I was a waitress at the Outback Steakhouse in Fargo, North Dakota. Don't you know, don't you know? And I remember waiting on this table. They were so fun. I mean, I can see them. It was this couple. They were vivacious. They were fun. And at the very end, I brought them their bill, and they had given me a tip. And the woman looked at me and said, "You need to join Toastmasters." And at the time, I was like, toast? Like, I can put butter on toast. I had no idea. But it really was some of the best advice I had gotten. And so when they called and I was here on this stage with you here today, I couldn't be more honored. And congratulations to all of you. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Now, even as a professional storyteller, I gotta tell you, I loved physics class. Not necessarily because of the physics. I adored Mr. Saresic. In a completely appropriate way, alright? He was kind of short, stocky, totally bald on the top of his head, and then he had this rim of salt and pepper around the sides. So if any of you are wearing that look, it's a good look. I remember sitting in those high school classroom desks. Do you remember those desks where it was kind of hard metal and the desk wrapped around the side, and sitting there watching Mr. Saresic write on the chalkboard, because it was indeed a chalkboard, it's 90s, and thinking to myself, how can he be so enthusiastic about something as awful as science? Now, unfortunately, my love of physics class was not reflected in my grades. My test scores were horrible, my lab notebook even worse, but at the very end of the semester, we all had to write a paper, and writing papers was something I could do. It was a 5-page paper on our favorite physics topic. How many of you have one of those? It's made up too, it's just like my job, right? It's made up. So I chose gravity. I went to the library because that's where you went at the time to get information. I went to the library, gathered everything there was to know about gravity, came home to my parents' computer the night before the paper was due, and I sat down and wrote my paper on gravity. Things go up, they come back down. And at the end of it, right before the paper was due, I had 4 pages. I was exactly 1 page short. And you know when you're in high school, right? All that actually matters is how many pages long your paper is. And so you know what I did. I tried to adjust the font, you know, adjust the spacing to try to stretch over that 1 page gap. I couldn't do it. So I decided to cheat. You see, after I told that story in 5th grade, I joined the speech team. Hey, any fellow speech teamers in this room? Thank you. I figured there'd be a couple. You know, you ask that question to a room full of salespeople and they all look at you like, nerd. She was a nerd. I was on the speech team and storytelling worked so well on the speech team, I wondered if maybe it would work here, in my paper, for physics class. So I wrote a story of my love of roller coasters and how every summer we would wait for Valley Fair to open. And Valley Fair was the big amusement park in our state, so we could be one of the first to get on Wild Thing.
What's your greatest weakness? How would you answer? Honestly? Or would you think of a strength and try and pretend it's a weakness? When I was asked that question, I was tempted to say, well, I probably work too hard. What I actually said was, oh, I don't know, I can be a bit emotional. Really? Are you sure about that? Of course I'm sure! But Simon, your greatest weakness is one you'd hate to admit to, surely, even to yourself. Let me ask you again, what's your real?
And oh my gosh, the worst has happened. I have to go up there and face everyone for 10 seconds. My friends kept pushing me, saying, it's your name, go get the prize. And I kept pushing them away, saying, no, it's not me, it's someone else. This happened a lot of times. Every time I saw something happen on the stage, my soul would split into 2 parts. My fear on one side, and my strength on the other side.
Dear Fred, my life sucks. I can't find a boyfriend. I ran away from an arranged marriage. I have no skills whatsoever in finding a husband. In such a way, the letters went back and forth for the next 5 years. He told me about his hopes and dreams. I told him about my joys and sorrows. And at the end of every letter...
You know the thing? Where are you from?
I'm from District 91, which is UK South. Home is London. I represent Excalibur speakers and also my heart, London Cardinals.
Your question. Where do you find the inspiration for your topics?
Well, honestly...
No, not honestly.
Isn't it annoying when people say that? No, deceitfully. When I'm running, actually. Of course, life experience is where I think the inspiration from most, if not all speeches comes from. But for me, I find moving is the key. When I'm out running or on a treadmill, even sitting on a train, actually, which is a very...
Yeah, but I live in California and I represent District 39, Sacramento. I paid them. I paid them to make that noise.
Are you sure she paid you? She did pay you? I saw the flash. Okay, how has your club helped you prepare? We already know that.
They are here sitting right in front of me. They're constant support and they always say nice things and they feed me, pamper me. So I don't have any complaints.
How has Toastmasters impacted your life?
Toastmasters has totally changed my life. It's given me an opportunity to be on this platform today. And it's just energizing being in front of all of you today and speaking. You give me energy, you give me joy. I feel good. I have made it, Toastmasters.
What advice would you give to members who have never competed in speech contests?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to let him or her know that we have an old saying, maybe not an old saying in China. One competition is much more better than 100 of meetings. And that's the reason I take part in the competition, because I can see a lot of talented people here. I think I've learned a lot today, and when I share that experience to them, I do believe they will take part in the speech contest and find how fast they grow.
I'm from Los Angeles, California, District 52.
What made you join Toastmasters?
A person. Shanti Newman, my friend and coach. She's the one who encouraged me to do it, and I'm really glad that she did. And she encouraged me along the way. I did not necessarily think I was going.
My first meeting, when I was asked to do a table topic, and as soon as I went on stage and answered, it gave me goosebumps, and I found the purpose of my life.
Yes, I know all 12 of your siblings done dropped out of the 9th grade. Son, you're number 13. Has anyone ever told you that's an unlucky number? No, they haven't. He said, well, it is. So if you think you're making it out of here, that's impossible. Now go on back to class. I left that class, I was angry, I was pushing people down. All I saw was that exit door out of high school. And just as I hit that door, someone grabs my elbow. And I turned around because I just want to knock their teeth out. But it was someone who I loved. My teacher, Mrs. Renee Rivers, a 4'9" black Christian woman who loved every kid, especially me. With her hand on her hip, she says, boy, put that hand down. You ain't hitting no one. And Greg, where are you going? I told my teacher what had just happened. I thought a tornado grabbed me because this small woman pulled me down to the principal's office and made me stand right there. I once heard a woman say, the world is not the way it is because too many people are violent. She said, the world is the way it is because too many people are silent. When she went in that principal's office and slammed that door.
Well, some of you may have driven to this convention. I certainly didn't, from the Bay Area. I have a 22-year-old car. Yeah, laugh. It's paid for. And the insurance and the registration are a lot cheaper than what some of you pay. The only problem is, I can turn the radio dial all I want to, but it only plays one station. Country Western. It used to be a local news station, and then they changed the format. So I'm learning to like country western music. You know, it's not classic music, it's not popular music, it's not rap music. Well, rap isn't music.
Number 2, your name, your city, your country.
My name is Sarah Lupino. I'm from Fort Lee, New Jersey, in the United States.
Welcome, Sarah. And number 3, name, city, and country.
Mel Conrad, Noon Toastmasters, Santa Rosa, California, USA.
Welcome, thank you. All right, rules are simple. You get 1 to 2 minutes. Our countdown clock is here. Get past 1:29 and you're good to go. All right? So I'm going to give this to you, Leo.
and give you question number 1. On Sunday, Leo, an entire cruise ship of Toastmasters is departing from here to cruise to Alaska. Now tell us if the expression, what happens at sea stays at sea, will be true when on this ship all the passengers are Toastmasters. Will the expression, what happens at sea stays at sea, be true because they're Toastmasters? Go.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What happens at sea stays at sea. That's like advice my mother used to give me. When I think of that, what happens at sea stays at sea, I think of the word discipline. Discipline. My mother had an odd way of teaching us discipline. She said, Leo, if you don't work, you will steal. And that sounds so crazy. But we never got the message of what she was talking about. In fact, there was an occasion where she had me to go to pick vegetables with a lady named Miss Pearl. She said, you're going with Miss Pearl. I said, that doesn't make any sense. So she was teaching us discipline, that if you don't work, you'll steal. If we didn't have discipline, we wouldn't be here tonight as Toastmasters. If we didn't have discipline, we couldn't perform on our jobs. If we didn't have discipline, we could not get anything done. Discipline allows us to reach our goals. What happens at sea stays at sea. If the Toastmasters on this cruise didn't have discipline, they'd be sharing everything all over the place. So you would not have what happens at sea stays at sea. Discipline, 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 discipline. When I look at all these Toastmasters, I see discipline. You wouldn't have your advanced communicator silver or your DTMs or any of that without discipline. Discipline. Thank you very much.
I have something to admit. I don't know about all of you in here today, but when Toastmasters was first presented to me about 5 years ago, I was resistant. I did not have the Toastmasters bug. I did not drink the Toastmasters Kool-Aid, and I wanted nothing to do with public speaking. Why me? Well, I was very closed-minded. And as my dad, who introduced me to the program, said to me time and time again, just try it. All you have to do is just go to a meeting. Just see for yourself. Reluctantly, I did. And my life has changed exponentially over the past 5 years. Career-wise, I've grown. I've learned how to say no. I've learned how to say yes. I've taken new opportunities. And I am here today in front of all of you because I said yes to Toastmasters. So my life has changed, and I can only feel the change happening more and more. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Come on, come on.
August 27th.
Yeah.
We're coming back from the Toastmaster Conference in Vancouver, and it was wow. The organization is in 140 countries with about 340,000 members, which just blows your mind away. What really impressed me was the speeches, the semi-final speeches that we listened to, the final speeches were just amazing. The inspirational speeches were very well done, and the accreditation speakers, they chose 6 out of 7 to be accredited, and there's only 69 people before that have achieved their accreditation. So it was just amazing.
I might go to Chicago for next Toastmasters Convention, just because I had such good experience, and I want to continue